Forgot your name already. Mary Ellen. All right, this is hello, everybody. Hello. Sorry, I just did something my mom does. I'll be sitting with my mom, and all of a sudden she'll say, "I didn't think it was that good of a movie." What movie are we talking about, Mom? What was just happening? You just entered in the middle of a conversation in the middle of my head. Nice to be here. I was just saying hello to a few of you, and like 5 of you told me you love one of my songs that we weren't planning on singing this morning, called "Love Is My Decision." I was gonna do it at the concert this afternoon, but for Mary Ellen and all the rest of you who requested it, here's a song called "Love Is My Decision" to begin our morning. Nice to be here. Happy Sunday. You guys got it? They're gonna make up their parts. Here, well, so do I. Here we go. Do you know the song? Great. Yeah. Oh, I'm very, very polished. I have more piano in the monitor. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me to give of my heart. To give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. Anybody feel like standing up and singing? It's good for the diaphragm. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. My decision, right here and now, right here and now. Pick it up. There we go. Love is my decision. It's up to me. Stand on that bridge. Stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision. My decision right here and now. Here we go to E flat, boys. You guys ready? E flat. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me to dance down the road, to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else, can lighten my load, can lighten my load. Once I decide, and once I decide to change my mind, to change my mind, God will show me how. God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision. My decision right here and now. Up to you. Here we go, guys. One more time. Love is. Sing it out. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me to dance down the road, to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else, can lighten my load, lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now.
Well, good morning. And welcome to Unity Church of Overland Park. And we want to say a very special welcome to singer, songwriter, humanitarian Daniel Nahmod, who's joining us today. We have a wonderful morning planned with Daniel, and we have a wonderful afternoon planned with Daniel as well. Following the service, we have all sorts of great stuff going on. If you might have noticed when you came in, it smells like the parking lot at Arrowhead Stadium out there today, and that's because we're going to have a cookout right after this service, because just 2 services with Daniel isn't enough. So he's going to be back at 1:30. We'll have a concert right here in the sanctuary. You can get your tickets afterwards for $20. So we hope you'll spend all day with us here at Unity Church of Overland Park. But before we get too much farther, Bob, we should probably pray. Should we open our service?
Yeah, prayer is my decision. It's my decision right here and now. So,
well, let's go ahead and make that decision to pray. So we turn within to that power and presence of God with us, within us, active as us in this moment. We know right here, right now, that power is the truth of what we are. And so we commit ourselves in this moment to shining that light, to being the light of God in our world. We commit to it, and we know that it is so. And so we go forward now to shine our light brightly. Amen.
So you've got some CDs up here.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. One of my favorites is Water, and there's one called Mellow Time. I'm not familiar with Mellow. Where can I get these?
These are actually going to be available. These are some of Daniel's CDs. They're available right after the services at a table just right across from us, and Daniel will be there to say hi to you. I'm sure, for a nominal fee, he'd even be willing to sign something for you, too. I'm getting a nod from him, so. All right, well, there you go. Yeah, so you can stop by and pick those up right after the services as well.
And truly, if prayer is your decision, if you'd like to be one of the prayer chaplains here at Unity Church of Overland Park, or you just have some curiosity about what it means to be a prayer chaplain, we're having a prayer chaplain informational meeting at 12:30 today in the Peace Chapel. Reverend Jan will be there. Just come on in, ask any questions that you might have about what it means to be a Unity Church of Overland Park prayer chaplain.
Now, if you want to be a prayer chaplain here at Unity Church of Overland Park, membership at the church is required to be a prayer chaplain. It's one of the few areas where you actually have to be a member in order to serve in that role. And if you are interested in becoming a member, our next class in the membership series will be held on Monday night, May 18th. Reverend Jan and Rachel Asbury will be teaching UCOP and U. And this is a wonderful class. Even if you're not interested in being a member, but you kind of want to learn what's the history of Unity Church of Overland Park, what's the history of the Unity movement, all of those things will get covered in this class, as well as how you can get involved in this community.
In celebration of World Fair Trade Day, the bookstore is having a 20% off open house, 20% off sale on all the World Fair Trade products there. They're having cookies, they're going to have cake. So here's the plan for the day. After the service today, you go downstairs, you have some of the grilled food that we are cooking up, and then you come up to the bookstore, get your World Fair Trade product, have some cake, cookies, come back in here at 1:30 for the concert with Daniel. So it's a whole day planned out for you. So just come and enjoy spending your day here at Unity Church of Overland Park.
And now I'm going to add just one more step to that.
Okay, you go ahead.
Because today is actually the last day for the Unity Garden plant sale. Our community garden has been working for about the past 3 years now to cultivate an end to hunger in Johnson County. And you can help support them by buying some healthy organic starter plants. They'll be downstairs in Harmony Hall selling those. They've got tomatoes and peppers and all sorts of wonderful things down there for purchase. So go outside, get the grilled food, get a plant, bookstore, World Trade, and then back in here. So see, it's all planned out for you.
Did you get a haircut?
I did, yeah.
Do we like it?
I like it.
Oh, that's all that counts. So let's sing about it then.
All right.
Yeah.
So now I'd like to invite you to stand and join with Daniel and the song leaders in singing Witness.
did not get a haircut. Although, this week, I gave my little baby boy a haircut. Yeah, you didn't see it. It was not great. And my wife would use stronger words. I used a razor. I mean, electric. And he got too upset for me to finish. He's 3, and now he looks like he cut his own hair. And my wife has started talking to me again. Took a few days. Anyway, and I'm actually not making any of that up. Here we go. Witness. You guys don't know it, right? Anybody know it? Great. This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. You sing that again? This day is a witness to my sacred purpose, to all that I'm meant to be. That's the first half. Here's the second half. Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead, that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. Here we go. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. This soul is a witness to my holy purpose, to all that I'm born to be. Letting it in, you ready? Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way. Letting it in, letting you know, I'm letting you lead, that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. Let's sing it again. Letting it in. You ready? Letting it in, letting it flow, letting it go where it will go, letting the power of your presence show the way. Oh, letting it in, I'm letting you know, I'm letting you lead, that I might follow, being a witness to your presence every day. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. This life is a witness to my rightful purpose, to all that I've come to be. Take a deep breath. I kind of snuck the point of this song at the end. And I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. Sing it again. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love. I will bear witness to your love for all my life. For all my life. While you're standing, go ahead and bear witness to the person next to you. Say hello, good morning. Oh, there I am. I feel much louder all of a sudden. We'll sing another song and have a few minutes of meditation and more music. Fair warning. This is a subversive song we're going to sing together. It's picking a fight, at least with my own mind as I sing it. So one more deep breath, get yourself comfortable in your chair. Set your phone to stun. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Wanna sing that? I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave
this world as it is. Go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day. I will leave this day as it is. Go inside to find my God.
Well, don't you sound beautiful? Sing it again.
I will leave this day as it is. Go inside to find my God.
Inside there is peace.
Inside there is peace.
Joy.
Inside there is joy.
More than enough.
Inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace. Inside there is joy. Inside there is sacred love. Inside there is sacred love.
If you're comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and do that. And take one more deep breath. So, can we really leave this day as it is? Can we really leave the world as it is? That's why I call this song subversive. We're really not supposed to, are we? We're supposed to toil, keep up with the headlines, improve ourselves, get smarter, get taller, get thicker hair, fewer wrinkles, more 401k balance, read another self-help book, earn more, wash the car, donate to charity, clean the garage, save for college, and on and on and on and on the pressure goes. So, will you experiment with me for a second? It's a song. We already sang this line. Say to yourself, if you feel like trying, I will leave this world as it is. Try it. I will leave this world as it is. How about I will leave this day as it is? Will you really? It's hard. It's hard. It takes me about 30 seconds to snap out of that sweet spot. All I need is to walk into Chipotle and have somebody order 10 burritos in front of me, and I am not feeling so sacred anymore. Or doing 20 miles an hour on a 2-lane highway in front of me. That challenges me. We read about an accident where people were going about their day train goes off the rails. You know what? It happens every day, literally and metaphorically. And we worry for them, and we cry for them, and we fear, and we stress. Can we leave this day as it is, no matter what is happening? Just for one day. How about just for 5 minutes? My little boy is 3 years old. When he wakes up, there is no yesterday. There's really no tomorrow. There are no bills, but a little freeloader. There's no errand to run. There's no I can't do that or I shouldn't do this. There's no that's not supposed to be me or that's not my place. There's no I need to fix that. I need to worry about that. That kid sleeps 12 hours a night. The sleep of the unworried. Can we dabble in it? Take one more deep breath. Exhale some of the worry. What if it was never our job to fix it all anyway? What if it's not that we grow up and learn how to worry about things that are ours to fix, but we grow up and learn to worry about everything? Just worry about everything. What would the sleep of the unworried feel like?
This life as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. Sing with me. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this life as it is, go inside to find my God. I'll go inside to find hands were emptied. When my hope was gone, I couldn't help but wonder what had I done wrong. But even though my heart was broken, there was no need to despair, 'cause a vessel must be open to put something better there. Yeah. Into my empty hands, gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. So forgive me when I doubt it. I admit sometimes I do. Or consider giving up, 'cause I cannot see the truth. I know I'll never go without it. Your deep and abiding love, oh love, into my empty hands, gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. Gently you pour new life for me. Yours is a perfect plan. The ups and the downs were meant to be. And I cannot help but cry to think of the gifts you've given me. Now I understand you needed my empty hands. Oh, thank you for oh, thank you for my empty hands.
That's okay. There was recently oh, thank you. There was recently a study of the world's prevailing economic experts in the post-war period. I don't know if you heard about this study. And they looked for economists and financial experts' prognostications for which direction the economy was going, and they scanned 50 years of it and discovered that the world's financial experts were right 49% of the time. Which means that you could have flipped a coin every day for the last 50 years, and been right more often than by listening to the experts. And I'm an economics major, so that's not even to put down economists. So the question on the table is, who knows what? Who expects what? Who plans what? And what comes of those plans? Do they work out? Or do they worry us out and wear us out? As I told the first service, I'm a recovering child of 2 lawyers. My dad's a law professor for 40 years. My mom's an attorney, retired attorney. And we were not, let's just say, raised to be faithful. We were raised to be meticulous, to have good grammar, to get good grades, to definitely never wear jeans to work, to follow the rules, to pay your taxes, be nice to your parents, be nice to animals, a lot of good values, but not to allow my hands to be emptied against my will and allow them to be filled back up again with whatever is next. That is not how we were supposed to live. And that's why my older brother's a rabbi, my younger brother's a screenwriter, and I'm a songwriter, so that worked out perfectly for them. Lesson to parents, including me. The harder you push, the farther away they go. Anyway, so I'm weird in my family, and like I guessed with the first service, I am probably not the only person in here who is weird in their family. Or just plain weird, period. How's that? I'm also weird. I have been living for 17 years the life of the entirely insecure. I don't mean emotionally. I mean, there's nothing secure about writing a song, singing a song, recording a CD, selling a CD, and then doing it again. It is a completely and totally irrational thing to do for a living. And it is the thing that I love the most to do. It is not the thing that I thought I was going to do. It wasn't even on my radar because of the way I was raised. I was raised to go to college, get a good job, wear a tie. In Chicago, everyone wears ties. People wear ties here too, yeah, right? People wear ties to offices. In Chicago, in LA, never. No ties in LA. I went to a talk from a high-powered music industry attorney, and he wore shorts and a T-shirt. He looked like he had just finished playing basketball, and all I could think was my dad would be mortified. Super prestigious, super smart, and he literally walked in like he had just come from the gym. And I'm like, this is a different place than Chicago. Anyway, so I finish college and I take a professional job. I do. I start going down that road. Not law, much to my parents' chagrin, but I start off as a computer programmer, and I do that for 6 years. I was good at it. It was safe. It was secure. It paid well. Worked for a Fortune 500 company. They flew me all over the world. They gave me frequent flyer miles. They filled up my 401k account, which I remember fondly. And it all looked great, and I had a lovely girlfriend who I proposed to, and I had no debt, and I had a little car that was cute, and an apartment that was cute. And everything looked good, except that only one small catch. I was desperately miserable. And it took either a breakdown or a breakthrough, whatever you want to call it, December 4th, 1997, but who's counting, when I suddenly remembered that this wasn't my life, that I was living the life of expectation and pressure, but not the life of passion and enthusiasm and authenticity. I didn't quite phrase it in that word. I mostly thought, oh, Lord, I have to break up with my girlfriend, quit my job, and move out of Chicago. And I did all that, and it was incredibly painful and difficult. And everything, 16 records later, and sold about 100,000 of them, and I make an honest-to-God living selling CDs and producing records now out of a studio in Orange County, California. And all of it was given birth by the supernova explosion of my entire life on December 4th, 1997, just like, not comparing myself to the universe, but that is how stars are born, from explosions. And you know what? This is a song I didn't sing in the first service, but let me just sing this before I continue talking.
It isn't like I've always wondered what I was made of, or is this really me? I've only recently discovered I've always stood in the shadows of expectations of me. Well, now that I see there's no judge, there's no jury. Now that I know I can take my own road, I feel a freedom that I have never known. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Everybody's name is given. Nobody asks us who we really are. But after so many years of living, you wouldn't think the answer would still feel so far. I'm slow, I'm smart, I'm accounting, I'm art, I'm left brain or right, I'm a morning person or night. Well, maybe it's time to step outside those lines and see who I find. 'Cause it's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Disappointing everyone's vision of who I should be. But the only way home is to fly on my own till I know, till I see. It's about unbecoming what I never was. It's about unlearning what was never true. It's about unbelieving all the lies that I've been told. Unbecoming is the story of my soul. Unbecoming is coming home.
So I left Chicago, said goodbye to the fiancée, and drove across the country to sunny Los Angeles to swim with the big boys, to swim with the sharks, the music industry, and started making a living making music. In fact, I'm really glad nobody told me how unlikely it was that I would be able to. I probably wouldn't have tried. So in case you know anybody who has a crazy dream, don't tell them how unlikely it is, because they won't try if you do, most likely, if you're very influential. Nobody really did tell me how unlikely it was, and I've done all right for myself. My 16th album's coming out next month, and sold about 100,000, which is what Katy Perry sells when she sneezes. But it is a livelihood, honest to God livelihood, singing songs, making records, producing records in my studio in Orange County. And but 9 years ago now, 7 years into making a living making music, I felt a discontent that I sort of remembered from when I was a computer programmer. I didn't expect it. I didn't want it. It was inconvenient. And it didn't really make sense because I was living what I was supposed to live. But I knew that if I knew I couldn't talk myself out of the discontent. Anybody in here relate to that? You can try. You might even succeed for a while. At least in my experience, when I'm talking myself out of discontent, I eat. A lot of sugar, like Ben and Jerry, who are currently residing in my stomach, actually. Anyway, it's happy fat. Anyway, so what I did is I left Los Angeles, and I moved out of the apartment I'd been in for 7 years, and I moved into a little house in a little town that I'd remembered as being beautiful and quiet and small and scenic, a place called Moab in Utah, southeast corner of Utah, Arches and Canyonlands National Parks. Some of you may have heard me talk about this in the past in different times, but I spent 3 months there, and almost no one on earth knew where I was, and I slept late, and I took baths by candlelight without a single sound. I took hikes into slot canyons without anyone for miles around, and the reason I know that is because you could hear a car coming from miles around. I was there January, February, March, when the town empties out. The national parks are completely empty, meaning I was the only car in the parking lot that holds 200 cars. Didn't see another human being for hours at a time, even in state parks and national parks. And it took about 48 hours for the songs to start coming. I did not go to write a song. In fact, I went specifically with no agenda. I wanted to hear why I was getting cranky. And the songs started coming, and the first ones were cranky. If you've ever heard I have an album called Waiting for Betsy. It's a pop rock record, and there are cranky songs on there. And I wrote them there in Moab, amongst the most beautiful red rock scenery you've ever seen in your life. But back to back with those songs, I think of it as like a snow globe, where I was all shaken up, got there, the globe gradually settled down, and then the songs started getting quieter, and I started getting quieter, and I started thinking about the place I was looking at, how ancient it was, how constantly changing it was, how beautiful it was, how big it was. And I started wondering whether the child of two lawyers, the economics major, the former computer programmer, might be overthinking things a little bit. Might be taking myself just a little too seriously. And water became the master teacher of something really special and profound for me. And I've been talking about it, singing about it, and living from it ever since. Here's one of the water songs.
I've seen my share of struggle when I thought that I knew best, when I've sailed through a storm instead of stopping to rest. But it always seems the hardest when I've made up my stubborn mind. Well, I'm changing my ways this time. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. Have you ever seen an eagle head straight into the wind? He doesn't pick a fight, he spreads his wings and just gives in. And in the end he always makes it home just fine. Yes, he knows that every storm subsides. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. I'll let nature take its course. No more thinking that I know where this river's meant to go. I have railed against the stars for the cards that I've been dealt, for the lottery I've never won, for the heartache that I've felt. But it always seems when I let go of expectation and regret, life has plenty of surprises for me yet. Wanna sing with me? You know it? Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. One of the things that's really special for me about this song, personally, is that this is the place where I was sitting when I wrote it. I was actually I was in the back of a slot canyon, sitting on the edge of a boulder over a little pool of water that was frozen but melting and trickling. And there was water coming down 1,000-foot-high rock wall next to me, trickling down from a little bit of snow melt into this little pool. And then the little pool was trickling out of the slot canyon, bending its way through trees and around rocks. And I thought, that's the way to be. Why am I not like that? Why am I so worried? Why am I stressing? Why am I even planning? Who am I kidding? These are all thoughts that came to me. Wanna be like water coming down a mountain into shadowy canyons, flowing from pool to stream. Wanna be like water, head uphill no more. I am bound for the sea. So as I say, water became a master teacher, right? Water does these amazing things, but it seems to do it without any committee meetings or to-do lists. Seems to do it without any delegation of authority or jobs. No Post-it notes, no Microsoft Excel. It sometimes pools and eddies. It sometimes rushes. It sometimes freezes. It sometimes thaws. It sometimes carves a little chip of red rock away, forming an arch over 1,000,000 years. It sometimes falls as a flake of snow in downtown Chicago. It sometimes sits in a muddy puddle in a factory in Ukraine. It sometimes is locked in a glacier in Antarctica. And it sometimes is the most beautiful wave washing up during a sunset in Maui. The same drop of water that you just exhaled has done all those things. And yet you don't see that drop of water flashing a resume and saying, I am absolutely, definitely not going to be in your toilet. I carved the Grand Canyon. Don't you know who I am? I should be very important and very visible. I am doing something timeless. Water doesn't claim credit. It also doesn't take blame. It doesn't seem to remember anything it ever did. It doesn't seem to worry about anything it will ever do. It does the thing that it's to do today, and it lets the rest be. And that might sound simplistic or easy for a drop of water, but not so easy for a person. But I would argue
that while it's going with the flow, pardon the pun, it's doing everything beautiful and amazing on earth. Life, ecology, geology, sunrises and sunsets. It's all water without any mapping out of a plan. And it's a really long time span. Billions of years. Water's got all the time it needs. Now, we have 1 year, 5 years, 20 years, 50 years, 80 or 90 years. So how important do we think we are? How remembered do we think we will be? And how important is it that we will be remembered? Let me rephrase that. How much does it weigh on you how you are thought of? How heavy a burden is that? How, like the song Unbecoming talks about, how heavy a burden is how you were expected to be, who you were expected to be. I find it to be a very heavy burden. And when I can surrender that burden even 5%, even a dabble, if I even just toy with the idea that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of me, and when I just dabble in the idea that nothing I do will be remembered, is that a depressing thought or a liberating thought? Because I have news for you and me and everybody else. We won't be remembered. By children, by people we know, yeah, we will. But how long does that imprint last? Are we really doing something to last forever? Because the arches don't last forever. The oceans don't last forever. The universe doesn't last forever. So I return to the question, how seriously are we taking ourselves? What would life feel like if yesterday was done and tomorrow was none of our business? For me, it would feel very different. And I told the first service, and I'll tell you again, I'm a hypocrite. Like, I believe this, I feel it, I mean it, and I am not even slightly a master of it, and I would argue that no one ever has been. People care about things, and they ought to care about things. So I'm not talking about wiping the slate clean of, no, but it doesn't matter what you do. I'm not talking about being a hedonist. I'm not talking about being a criminal. I'm not talking about being antisocial or certainly not being cruel. But are you doing today the thing you're called to do or expected to do? Are you being today the person who you think you're supposed to be? Or the person you want to be remembered as? Or the person you came to be? It's hard to do. But like I said, even dabbling in it can be very, very liberating. And you can feel a decision shifting, at least in my experience and people I've talked to who have tried this. You can feel your decision shifting. You're confronted with the question, do I change careers or do I stay? Do I change relationships or do I stay? Do I move cities or do I stay? What if it doesn't matter to anything or anyone but your soul right now? Right? What if you shed the pressure and just ask yourself, what's mine to do? What's true? What's joyful? What's kind? Just for the sake of being kind, not to win a Nobel Prize, not to get applause, not to get a medal, not even to be thanked, but simply because it's yours to do. These are the questions on the table. If you are like water, water does the thing today it is doing and lets the rest be, and doesn't pretend to be in charge of how the canyon's going to end up looking. We kid ourselves that we're in charge. So I'll ask you before I sing you one more song, if you think of, this is one of my favorite exercises, if you think of the best couple of things in your life. Define best any way you want. Define your life any way you want. Define thing any way you want. The best things in your life. Did they come from a committee meeting or a 10-point plan or a to-do list on your fridge or a 20-year plan? Did they come from a financial planner? or a doctor, right? Or a newspaper article, or even a self-help book? Did they come from any of those places? Or did they come from who knows where? The relationship, the business, the passion, the talent. You might love your hair best in the whole world. That might be your favorite thing. Did you put it there, or did it just get there? And if the best things in your life just are there, just became a part of your life, if the Grand Canyon just happened, why am I worrying about carving a plan to carve my own Grand Canyon? Why don't I just do what I'm called to do, inspired to do, and trust the best things in my life are coming? You know how I know? Because they always have. I was worried yesterday. I'm not worried today. That's the only difference. Otherwise, the best things are coming. The hard things are coming. Also unplanned. None of that matters. That is to say, no plan ever mattered. It came anyway. So can I sleep better? Can I think clearer? Can I love bigger? Can I laugh louder? Can I live now in a more true way without affecting any of the good things or hard things that are on their way? I think so. I can at least dabble in it, even if I still worry like the hypocrite that I am about my son and my wife and the earthquake in the West Coast that's coming, or the flood, or the train disaster, or the war. I can worry if I want. Am I in charge of any of it? No, not in my observation. I'm in charge of how I feel today, what I do today. Let me sing you one more song. And by the way, if you're sitting there thinking, this is simplistic nonsense, and this is not the way life really works, you can't out-cynic me. I agree with you. It is. It's simplistic. It's nothing I would have learned in law school. It's nothing I learned in economics class in college. It doesn't make sense to surrender and trust. It doesn't make sense to not plan. You're supposed to live up to the expectations of your parents and your family and your ancestry, your religion you were born into. You're supposed to. I'm a good boy. So I get it. However, I don't think that's where happiness lies. And I don't think that's where your greatest work resides, or your greatest joy. It doesn't reside in the expectations or the pressures. It resides in the trust and the surrender and the today, the thing today to do. Thanks for having me. One more song. I'm through asking where I'm going. I've been asking all my life. I've grown tired of all this wondering when everything seems to turn out right. So when my mind needs something to do, wants to know the future, I whisper this: I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. You sing that with me? I'm okay. I've always been. I've always been, and I'll always be, and I'll always be that way. So here goes nothing. I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands.
it's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. Some say it's crazy, some say naive, to close my eyes and take the leap. But I know better, 'cause I believe even in the dark my soul can see. So when my mind plays its usual games, oh, my answer is always the same. Here goes nothing, I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything, it's all on the line. But I'm not afraid this time. Here goes nothing, I'm taking a chance. I'm opening up, knowing that I'm in good hands. And here goes everything, it's all on the line. Oh, but I'm not afraid this time. No, I'm not afraid this time. No, I'm not afraid this time. 'Cause I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be that way. I'm okay. I've always been, and I'll always be, and I'll always be that way.
Well, we've reached that point in our service where we'd like to receive our love offerings. And so, if you would, just take that gift, that tithe, and hold it in your hand and join me in infusing it with the energy of our affirmation. Let's say it together. Together? We manifest our divine abundance now. And we know that these gifts go forward from us as givers to do wonderful blessings in the world. And we also affirm the truth that as we give, we receive. And so we see those same blessings radiating back to us. And so it is. Amen.
All right, one more song. This is a song I wrote while my wife was making baby Jude, being pregnant. Did you all know what I meant when I said making baby Jude? While she was doing the hard work, and I was writing songs. There you go. I wrote songs about home while she was pregnant. A lot of different ideas about home. Actually, Unbecoming is one of those songs. Unbecoming is coming home. That was one of them, and this is another one. I hope you'll come this afternoon, by the way, if you feel like it. Well, this afternoon, meaning in an hour and a half. Have a burger or a hot dog, and come back at 1:30, and I'll sing a lot of songs from all over my little repertoire. Take a few requests. I already have a few requests, so let me say it right now. Yes, I will sing One Power. Last song, Everything New. I Don't Need to Know. We did Love Is My Decision, so I probably won't do that. and whatever other requests, sacred love songs, whatever else, if you know any of my music. If you don't know any of my music, cross your fingers and hope it doesn't stink. There you go. And hopefully you'll have fun. So you're invited to come back. And if not, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. This is a song that I didn't think much about when I wrote. I just thought it was kind of a silly little throwaway song, but the more I sing it, the more resonant it is for me, and especially when it became a reggae song halfway through its life, which is now going to be awesomely manifested by these guys over here. So thank you guys for a brilliant job today. And thanks especially to Fred Albers, literally, truly one of the finest music directors. I've been at hundreds of churches. As good as it gets. In case you don't know, Fred is as good as it gets, okay? He's that good. So, that's true. He's even that nice. I don't take that for granted, do you? Nice and that good. How about that for a combo? All right, here we go. So one more song. Thanks again. Have a wonderful afternoon, or I'll see you in an hour and a half. Uh-oh, we need to fix that. Sorry. Let's try that. This guitar has like 1.5 million miles on it, literally, so it's starting to show its age. Here we go. Somebody giving me a Batman toy. I said, oh boy. Then I ran and hid it. Figured I'll come back for this when I don't have to share it with another kid, meaning my brother. But I forgot, and I never did. And then 40 years later, I found that Batman again. Glad I've learned since then. Sharing is the very best part. Sharing your toys, sharing your heart. Oh no, nothing ever feels so good as giving it away, having someone to play with. Being happy isn't having your own stuff. No. Sharing your love. I remember how my neighbor never seemed to have enough to eat. Old tires on his car, old shoes on his feet. First I hesitated, wondered if I really had enough to spare. It's not that I didn't care, but I got my own worries, man, and well, life ain't fair. But one day I made some extra tuna mac and cheese and picked up a second pair of Adidas, cause the truth was sharing is the very best part. Sharing your good, sharing your heart. Oh no, nothing ever feels so good as giving it away, making somebody else's day. Being happy isn't having more stuff. No, it's sharing your love. Well, then I met this girl. In a minute I was hers. In a year she was my bride. Yes, that's high. Now I've never been so sure that sharing is the very best part. Sharing your life, sharing your heart. Oh no, nothing ever feels so good as giving it away, coming home at the end of the day. Sharing is the very best part.
more. Uh-oh, hang on. Happy isn't having more. No, it's sharing your love. That's it, the peak of my masculinity. It's sharing your love. It's sharing your love. Thank you very much.
Well, if this is your first time here, we want to just say welcome to Unity Church of Overland Park. We have a special welcome packet that's been prepared just for you. So if it is your first time, we just hold up your hand so our ushers can bring in one of our welcome packets. Welcome to Unity Church of Overland Park.
And our prayer chaplains are standing now. Our prayer chaplains will be available for one-on-one prayer following the service. You'll find them up here at the front of the sanctuary. They'll be out in the lobby, down the hall by the Peace Chapel, and you can recognize them by the orange name badges that they're wearing.
And now let's bring in our kids and their teachers singing Walking as the Light. Here they come.
I'm worn out. We had so much fun. We were working today on a story from the Bible, the centurion's servant, and how he asked for prayers for someone else other than himself. And we had a fabulous story. A teacher just talked to me while we were waiting outside about a perfect demonstration of what these guys do so effortlessly and naturally. She was in her circle talking about that, and this particular person, it's hard to receive. They like to give. Well, she had a prayer, and she just wanted to talk about how she had missed her mother. She's been gone for a while, and there was leftovers kind of from Mother's Day. And she hardly got the rest of the story out, and her entire class swarmed her with hugs. It's just wonderful, and I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it myself. But they just get the lesson. Sometimes we just sit back and let them talk and do their thing, and I understand exactly what the lesson is for the day. Anyway, this is something else having to do with cooperation. We had fun with that too. I want to let every parent know, I've got some flyers out on the front counter. Camps are coming quickly. I've got all 4 camps listed. Our first one is Pixies, Pirates, and Fairies, the Little People's Camp. That's a pre-K camp. We have our Budding Stars Theater camp. That's from 1st grade up to 13. We have our girls and boys camps coming, Master Builders Boys Camp and Power Girls Camp. If you got anybody that is of that age bracket that would love to come to camp, or you know someone with kids that have friends with kids, give them a flyer, get them signed up. We're going to have a blast this summer. I can't wait for tea parties and fairy cake. Yeah. All right, so now that everybody's up here and we've got our balloons under control and you're out there, let's all stand, grab a hand, and let's sing our peace song.
We
All right. Let's continue that connection with Spirit by reciting our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is swell. Yay! Good job. Oh, all right, we're going to need a couple of minutes to let these guys get back up to their classrooms. And as they go out, please sing them out singing, "You Are the Light of the World."
You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light. So let your light so shine. So let your light so shine. So let your light so shine. Let your light shine. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light. So let your light so shine. So let your light so shine. So let your light so shine. Let your light shine. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light.
And so we just take this opportunity to center in right here, right where we are. And we let go of any worries about the future. We let go of the worries of the past. And together we affirm that today I am enough. Would you say that with me together? Today I am enough. And so it is. God bless you.